So.
Our next senior is Haley Lorenzen. She's accompanied by her family members, mother Karen Napolitano, brothers Luke and Levi, her father Al Lorenzen, and stepmom Barb Frankie.
As the daughter of two former University of Iowa athletes, City High senior Haley Lorenzen has always been a little hawk. Add to the mix stepmom Barb Frankie, the second all-time leading scorer at the University of Wisconsin. One might easily mistake Haley for a natural.
I started in about 6th grade. That seems a little late, actually, for most people, because you hear most stories, they start at like 5 or 6. I kind of changed as a player from starting at literally the bottom, being on the end of the bench all the time, not playing in games. There was a bit of a period where I kind of ran like I had bricks in my shoes.
I came from Long Island, and I came on a field hockey scholarship. There's always a thought, I think, or a natural inclination when you're an athlete that you want your child to be an athlete. Haley's transformation on the basketball court it's really fun. There'd be moments of complete awkwardness. Her dad and I would look at each other like, whose child is this?
What you want to do is set your child up to succeed, and we never wanted to hold it out that, well, if you don't achieve at this level, you aren't a success. Just because your mom and dad and stepmom have had success at that arena, doesn't mean you have to. At the same time, if you set your heart on it, we'll help you.
It was a struggle for her because she's very competitive and she wasn't good, and those two things don't go well together.
With her ambition outpacing her athleticism, Haley turned to the home bench for a little advice.
I went and picked her up at the end of camp, and she was bummed. And she said I wasn't an all-star.
I came up to my mom and my dad and I was crying. And they're like, what's wrong? And I said, I wasn't selected to play in the game. And they said, well, what do you think you could do to change that? And I said, I don't know. And they're like, well, you can practice and you can get better, or you can quit and just be done. And I said, I want to get better.
And it took from 6th and 9th grade for that transformation to happen, but in that period she grew 6 inches.
Of course, growing helped a lot, but it also hurt me a little bit too because I had to grow into my body and I was very awkward.
She worked so hard at every aspect. It kind of all culminated at the right time, and that allowed her to really excel as a junior and senior.
And excel she did. Now standing at 6 foot 3.5 inches, Haley has led the top-ranked City High Little Hawks to the state tournament following an undefeated regular season.
She's made as much improvement from the first day she was here as a freshman to her senior as any student athlete I've had in my 16 years here at City High. I think what makes Haley so good is she makes her teammates better. She communicates on the floor, talking all the time. When her teammates are down, she's bringing them up. We'd like to redshirt her one more year, but it'll take 2 players to replace her next year.
And while she once found herself at the end of the bench, Haley now sits at number 35 on ESPN's list of top national recruits.
September 1 of her junior year was the first time you could receive mail. And I came home and I opened up the mailbox and literally could not take out. There was so much jammed in there, I couldn't pull it out of the mailbox. She went from this kid who's like never gonna play to all of a sudden she's got, probably 90 schools writing her.
And just as the Little Hawks are preparing for life without Haley Lorenzen is preparing for life as something other than a Hawk.
I'm going to the University of Florida. They're also known as the Gators. One of the top things for me was school, because you can't play basketball forever, let's be honest. Florida is actually number 3 in the country for interior design, which is what I would like to be when I grow up, interior designer.
There's always this Haley Lorenzen, Al Lorenzen's daughter, or people know her as my daughter, and even her stepmom. Going down to Florida, she gets to be whoever she wants to be.
I might feel a little lonely every once in a while. I mean, I know that coming all that way will be a hard thing, but I feel like it'd be the best thing for me because I get to be me.
But in her final season at City High, Haley and her family are taking time to enjoy their traditions. and continued the legacy of Iowa high school basketball.
My freshman year, my mom makes me waffles and strawberries as like a quick little snack before I went to play, right? And that night I had one of the best games I had all year. So we decided before every home game she would make me strawberries and waffles.
We have our 45 minutes where she eats her waffles and we chat and then she takes off. I mean, those things are, you're just really grateful to have those moments. I'll miss them.
I think Haley embodies the spirit of what women's basketball, girls basketball is about here in the state of Iowa, because she's not just an athlete. You know, she's a well-rounded person. She's going to grow into an incredible woman as she continues to mature, and ultimately that to me is what the tradition of girls basketball in this state is all about.
One of the biggest things my dad always emphasizes is you focus on your effort and everything else will come naturally.